to another episode of the Red River Rundown. Oh
Yeah.
God, hold on, brother.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, it's just me and Isaiah today. Me and Boomtown, we here. How y'all doing?
We doing good. We doing good. Locked in the fantasy football draft last night. Got an A+. Don't know how. I felt terrible with almost every pick after round 5.
That's
So
wild.
I hope, and I like re-looked at everybody else's draft. I didn't get a backup tight end, and you didn't get a defense. So
I didn't get a
just to
defense,
no,
bro.
so
I thought I took a defense on God. I did.
just to lean into everything. Yeah, that's why I was like, "Oh, I think I'm dumb. Like, why did I draft this guy at this spot? Come to find out, I don't have
No,
a
I
backup
see.
tight
I
end.
do. I do. See, y'all be trying to gaslight people. I drafted the Giants defense because I didn't see
Why
that the
was this?
Steelers defense was still there. I knew I drafted it, bro. Stop
Oh,
trying. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I know what I'm doing. So
I actually didn't draft a backup tight end. However, that's okay. I got an A+, so I must be doing something right.
that's it. Just a plus.
Just I don't think you can get much better than an A+, can
A
you?
plus
On a
plus.
I didn't get that. I
You
mean,
ain't get
if
no A plus
they,
plus.
I didn't.
All right, bro. All right, bro.
Must have
Well, we're
gave
gonna
him up.
start today. I'm curious. We did a conversation about, what I'm saying, meals and stuff before, but I did want to talk about what do you think you could eat this in an hour, bro? This is a McDonald's special too. So you got
Ooh.
20 keep in mind you get an hour and this is for a
Okay.
$100 million. Could you do it?
Okay.
20 nuggets,
Mhm.
9 chicken selects, 2 double cheeseburgers, 2 large fries, 1 chicken Big Mac, 1 double quarter pounder with cheese, and 3 hash browns.
No.
In an hour, could you do it?
No. Mm-mm. Nope. No. The quantity of the amount of bread that you just listed in the burgers alone, I ain't doing that. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. And I know it's $100 million. I can't find that second wind. You said 9 chicken selects, 1 Big
First off, I'm
Mac,
knocking them chicken
chicken Big
selects
Mac.
out easy, bro. I'm knocking them chicken selects out probably first, low key.
With 20 nugs, right?
Mhm.
1 Big Mac, 2 you said 2 regular cheeseburgers, 1
2
double
double
quarter pounder,
cheeseburgers, bruh.
2 double cheeseburgers, a quarter pounder with cheese, a chicken Big Mac, 9 chicken selects, 20 nuggets, and then you said 2 large
For $100
fries.
million is the most important thing to think about in this
Bro,
conversation,
you
bro.
you can't do it. You can't.
In an
I'm telling you.
hour? In an
No,
hour? Bruh,
I
you don't
don't
think
think
you
you
could
can.
digest and keep pushing through?
No, I'm not Joey
Any any
Chestnut.
any version of you. Any version of you, can you do it?
I mean, maybe like pre gluten intolerance diagnosis version of me,
Okay,
but I
that's what
don't
I'm saying.
know.
Let's bring
I
your
don't know when
prime.
that actually happened. So the most quantity of food I remember ever eating was I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I had like 22 slices of pizza at a Cece's, and it was the most slices of pizza anybody ever ate there. And I got my picture on the wall. I don't know which CC's it's at. It is in San Antonio, but my picture's in there somewhere. But that was 9, 10-year-old me. And that's with me already being allergic to milk products. So I don't know if I could do I really don't know. Like that's for 100 mil, I could do my best. I tried to take on this was like 4 or 5 years ago. I tried to take on Granny's Kitchen mega biscuit, whatever the hell it was. Couldn't do it. Couldn't finish it. It got to the point where I felt disgusted with myself and I was looking at like a mound of biscuits. Like that's all that was left because it was like 4 biscuits, eggs, bacon, sausage, cheese, like, all the mound was like this. It, like, went like that. I can't do it, man. I'm just gonna tell you, I can't do it.
I think you can do it. You just choosing not to. But I was curious. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to see for 100 million if you would do that. But again,
I would try. I would
Isaiah,
try.
I wanted to welcome in because to me it's dope. I'm bringing in like this is our first episode TikTok live. So we're
We
bringing
live,
in
baby.
a brand new episode of TikTok. You know what I'm saying, or TikTok listeners and stuff. So hopefully we bring a lot new viewers and listeners during the regular season to talk about football.
Yes,
And
sir.
we're going to jump right into it. Pause. Uh, Isaiah, preseason football, there's been a lot of stuff going on. We've seen teams look good. We've seen teams rebound. We've seen quarterbacks who in week one looked a lot better than they did in week two. And we've seen a
Mhm,
lot of these quarterback controversies start to get revisited. So, can
mhm.
you start off by like what's some of the stuff that you've seen in preseason? And then, I mean, you want to say we could chop it up?
I love how Deshaun Watson and Shadur Sanders flip roles this week. Um, to start with,
Who's the starter?
9 I
Let's
think
just
you're
dive in.
paying
Let's just
Deshaun
touch it
Watson's
all,
getting
bro. Pause.
paid.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah.
Deshaun
No,
Watson's getting paid too much money. They need to start him. Shadur's a 5th round pick. So
so let's have this
that's my
conversation.
answer.
Let's have the conversation then. Do you have to start him? At this
You
point,
can,
bro, you've tried. You've already tried to do it many years in a row without kicking the can down the road, and now it's time. You know what I mean? It's time for you to kick the can down the, or it's time for you to stop kicking the can down the road. Like I just sit him. If you think there's any world where Shadur is giving you the same as what Deshaun is, like first he's vastly underpaid because he's a fifth round
yes.
pick
Yeah.
versus homie. There's probably a little bit of energy into the team which you haven't had since Baker was there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you know what I mean? Maybe it just gives a little bit. Do I think they're gonna be good with Shadur? No, but I don't think they're gonna be
No.
good with Deshaun Watson either.
I will say with Deshaun as the starter, they have like a sub 500 record. Shador started 12 games and was like 2 and 2 and 10 last year. That's the only argument that I have now. The defense looks a lot different from what Deshaun had whenever he started the majority of that one year.
Yeah, but
Also,
I think the
pieces on
version
offense look different too.
I agree, but I think the version of Deshaun that was winning games for Cleveland is not the same version of Deshaun that is gonna be
No, not
starting at
off of
quarterback.
2 torn Achilles
Yeah, yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying is
ACLs and
like even though he has that resume, I'm still looking and saying, and again, I'm not a Shaduki dude. Like I would much
not a
rather like
Sudoku dog.
if we're being real, like I'm not even trying to sit here and just hype and talk and go crazy about Shadur Sanders like that. But like if we keeping it a bean, Shadur Sanders is a nice backup quarterback in the league. He should be
Yeah.
holding clipboards and being able to come into the game and maybe you know what I'm saying, be
It
a
gives it
Jameis Winston.
Tyrod Taylor
Yeah,
type
that's
Joe Flacco.
fine.
Joe
That's
Flacco
fine.
type of guy
Except
now.
Joe Flacco at one point was that dude. People
Yes.
just forget. But all right,
Yeah.
off Shadur, what's next? Let's just like I said, let's just dive into it as we get
Uh,
to it and stuff. Because I'm gonna bring up some Steelers shit. You know what time it is.
yeah, Dolphins look terrible.
Oof.
Jabuki was balling. We will still win 5 games though. I will say that. What in what world does Joe Milton look like a guy that can actually play quarterback in the NFL? Because right now, it's preseason. The man is making multiple level throws right now. And I know it's against twos and threes and fours and fives and sixes and sevens. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Eights and nines.
Eights and nines, tens and elevens. He's making some decent throws. I think he looked good yesterday against the Cardinals, but it is the Cardinals. Also, there's been a lot of internet hype around the third string quarterback for Atlanta, Jack Strand. I don't know if you looked at his numbers yesterday.
That's how unserious the Falcons are, bro. Like
Yeah,
dead ass. That
he was balling. I think he only had like 3 or 4 incompletions, threw for 235 ish. had a rushing touchdown, had a passing touchdown. Homie was balling. I mean, I like to see where some of these rookies are at. I know Ruben Bain played last night. Arvell Reese played.
Yeah.
Um, what's his name? Bailey played for the
Yeah, the
Jets.
Jets, he looked solid, bro. Like I
David
said, the
Bailey,
Jets,
yeah.
yeah, they look solid, especially against the Steelers. Yeah.
Boy, Gino was out there carving him
Hey,
up.
bro, stop it, bro. It's base defense. That game, Gino looked fine. I told y'all, I don't know if you were in the conversation last night, but like I was telling
Mhm.
people, bro, Geno Smith is and has always will be a quarterback that is like Geno Smith is the actual version of mid that people don't pay attention to when they're evaluating quarterbacks. Every quarterback,
Yeah,
if you call a quarterback mid, that's not saying this quarterback looks like Will Levis every single play. It's just saying, hey,
it's
dog,
Sam.
look, occasionally this dude
There's
will come out here and make a throw that makes you look at
it
each other and say, like, hey,
it's like that.
did you see that? And then he'll
Dang!
follow that up in the 2 minute drill where it's winning time with throwing the ball right to the middle linebacker's chest. So
So, is he more on the Ryan Fitzpatrick clip? Was
maybe.
Ryan Fitzpatrick mid?
Yes, I believe so. I believe Geno Smith could be the Ryan. He could be Ryan Fitzpatrick because Geno doesn't.
2.0.
Geno, I don't think Geno takes you out of a game. I think Geno just. I don't think Geno's ever like Geno's never gonna rise make your ceiling a Super Bowl contender, but Geno
Mm,
will make you. He'll make you'll be a good player. You know what I'm saying? He just won't.
yeah,
You're not going to win the Super Bowl with Geno essentially.
yeah,
Just like you weren't going to win the Super Bowl with Ryan Fitzpatrick. It'll be fun. You'll be able to contend. Maybe you'll upset some
yeah,
really good teams occasionally if you get hot.
yeah.
But in the playoffs, you're looked at as a team that is a season crusher more than
Yep.
you are a
Like a
true.
bracket buster, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah, yep.
in the seating of the playoff type stuff. Everybody else, as far as the other, preseason games that were on yesterday, no, I watched, the bulk of it. Um, I was kinda looking forward to the Browns and the Bills game, like I said, really just to see what the Bills defense would kinda look like, and there was moments where, um, they looked very bad. I know it was their second string guys for the most part, but they looked pretty bad. Um, other than that game, man, it's so tough to try to like make a true determination over these games because we know it's base. We know they're not giving away all the church's money game in and game out. I mean, the biggest thing is one, who's truly going to be your twos and your threes, and also injuries. I mean, that's all we talk about during preseason is this guy good enough to go? Are they holding this guy out? Is there gonna be some rust? So right now, it's like I said a couple weeks ago, it's like, hey man, it's August. Like,
Is there like a common link to kind of talk about fans and where your organization truthfully is by based on how you feel in the preseason? Because
n-
in Steelers Nation, bro, preseason is pretty heavy right now. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah,
ain't got that quarterback. A lot of us are very antsy. Steelers Nation wants that guy, and so in the preseason, we're watching very curiously. But on other teams like the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Patriots, like it's boring preseason. They don't care.
yeah,
They're like, we're good. So maybe that's something I'll say, Isaiah. I watched with a lot of a big anticipation. Will Howard and Drew Aller week 2 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll start with Will Howard. I was very unimpressed. I mean, it leads back to the conversation I was just saying earlier, where I was like, people don't know how to evaluate talent. When you say when you're like, oh, I don't think that guy's going to be a superstar, they think that you mean that that guy's going to be just hot buns. And you're like, no, 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 no. He's going to make mistakes and make it to where
yeah,
everyone has to be perfect around him to succeed. And football is almost the complete opposite of perfect. You need guys who can be good when everything isn't perfect. And that's
yeah.
why I've never thought that he would be. The interceptions that he threw, which I believe you saw. If you haven't, I'll send you the clips. Those were horrible. Those are bad interceptions. The first one, he was tricked. The second one, you can say that the receiver should have flattened his route. But at the end of the day, we're not in the business of excuses making. We don't make those excuses when we
That's
watch
right.
other quarterbacks throw interceptions and whatnot. So this defense of Will Howard of, oh, this is blah blah blah. I'm not listening to it because y'all aren't going to listen to it if Lamar Jackson throws a bad interception. Nobody's going to listen to, oh, well, the receiver should have flattened. No, everybody's just going to troll. So I don't care. Now,
Yeah.
evaluating Drew Aller, bro, is hard. They got sacked a lot, or he got sacked a
Yeah.
lot. He was getting pressured and stuff. He made
He
uh,
he
he made
he
some
can
throws.
make some throws, man. I
I'm on
truly
that.
believe
Isaiah,
like
who started that? Who started that Drew
so
Aller
yeah, it
shit?
was you. That was you. That was you. I give you that.
All right, I appreciate that.
He like I said, he did make, some throws.
Yeah,
Um
he missed some.
Really it's about your second and your third string offensive line, man. If there's any
Our
one of your
first
stars.
string struggled, Isaiah. Yeah,
Oh.
our Will's so Will got the first half, and for the
Mhm.
majority of that, that was the starters. Now the Steelers'
Uh,
right side of their offensive line is going to be up and down, not up and down, but it's not solidified because
mhm.
we last year our offensive line went from left to right. It was Broderick Jones, Isaac Siamalu, Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick, and then Troy Faltanu. They moved
Uh,
Trey Faltanu to the left side because of Broderick's injury, and then they drafted Maxi Hanachor with the first round pick. So
yeah.
the thought is Faltanu. They moved Mason McCormick to the left side, Zach Frazier. The right side, no one knows. So they were playing Dylan Cook and Calvin Anderson or Spencer Anderson. I can't remember right now. It's way too early in the
Yeah.
morning. And then a couple of Broderick Jones and Brock Hoffman. And
Mhm.
so the starting offensive line, bro, neither one of those combinations really looked good. So it's the conversation isn't just did Will Howard sell on those interceptions? Did Drew Aller
Mhm.
not get a chance? The conversation is that plus we may have to have a conversation about this offensive line because the Steelers have
We may have to
invested
get the
way
ball
too
out
much.
quick.
Well,
Yeah.
again, and it looks just like it did last year, right? And then people are
Yeah.
upset, and it's like, okay, well, what else at that point? Again, everybody, it's all doom and gloom because it's week two of
Yeah.
the preseason and everything's set in stone right now, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
at some point, if this is what goes into the regular season as the Steelers, bro, like somebody has to be held accountable because Broderick's a first rounder. Troy
Yep.
Faltanu is a first rounder. Zach Frazier is a second rounder. Mason McCormick is a third rounder. And Maxi Hanachor is a first rounder. That is a lot of draft capital in your offensive line over the last three
And it
years for it
and
to
it
be
ain't
buns.
looking yeah, and it
Yeah,
ain't looking
that's
too hot.
yeah, bro. You ain't hot in these streets.
I mean, you can come to my side, man.
No,
We don't
yeah, no, no, no,
spend.
no, 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 no. We cool, bro. We cool. Um, you was leading us into a nine combo. You trying to talk
Oh,
nine?
I mean, we can talk 9.
What you think of nine?
9, that conversation that you were having, the point that you were bringing up, like Gino being mid, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's levels to his midness, I
Midness.
guess you could say. Yeah. So Gino can either ball out one game or play at a very base level. I'm gonna throw like a pick. I'm gonna throw for about 200. I'm gonna throw for one touchdown. I'm gonna struggle making throws and moving the ball. 9 is below Gino's bad game based on how he played yesterday. He is there. There's certain quarterbacks that they know almost immediately where to put the ball, how to put it on their numbers, how to lead them away from danger, how to put it low to where only their guy can get it and kind of fall into it. He didn't make any of those throws. And every bad throw that he had, I watched now, granted, it's the clips of his bad throws.
Mm-hmm.
But every single one of those bad throws, he had zero pressure on him. He wasn't rushed. It was timing based. He didn't even have to step up into the pocket.
He
He just had
missed
to set his feet and
he
throw.
missed that one. I don't know if you're like that one on in the red zone, right on the goal line,
Yes.
where I kind of understand it, but I think because he made the wrong decision. He tried
Yes.
to change his arm angle, which if you're an elite quarterback, I get it,
Yeah.
but he could have
But
just
yeah,
there's
just
no one out there, big dog. Just
yeah,
there you go.
drop of the bucket,
Yeah,
baby.
drop it in the bucket.
Just
Or pump fake and get
shoot.
out. Now
Yeah.
this is something that popped into my head, and I've been waiting to ask this question to you too. I was hoping Pork Chop was on too, but we'll get to him hopefully on Wednesday night. But do you think that that could be on KOC? Because you know what he struggles with, which is just that. I think you
Uh-huh.
could have made it easier to get him outside the pocket. You know what I mean? Like maybe you run a play action to get him outside so that that edge isn't a problem. You know what I
So
mean? Because Kyler's gonna have that same problem in that same situation, right?
yeah,
The edge
I
is gonna
get
make him.
I get where you're coming from, okay,
I'm
and I
trying
respect it.
nine.
And
I'm
I
trying
you
nine.
trying. However, the big difference is KOC wants the guys to stand in the pocket to make the throws. His offense is play action based, right? We're gonna run. We're gonna throw the tight end. We're gonna run little swing routes. We're gonna do some screens, but you have to make those level throws in the pocket whenever you got a nice shell protecting you, stepping up and making those throws, throwing it to the sideline. Even with Nine, who is more athletic than Kirko wasn't scrambling outside the pocket, throwing on the run a whole lot. So if that's his excuse of what he needs to have more success, it's not gonna work because that's not how the offense is built. There's They run a lot of intermediate routes. They're not really throwing bombs down the field. Like, you need to be able to make those short throws in the pocket, get the ball out quick. 5-step drops, 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look over your second option, check it down because that's what Kirko did really good. Hell, at times when 9 was hurt, Nick Mullins was doing that, okay?
So
Even
is Carson
Josh
Wentz.
so was Carson Wentz, right? Carson Wentz, a little more athletic than Kirko. Same thing. Just make the throw that's there because especially with that kind of talent that you have at receiver, now even what 9 came into the league with, you have Jordan Addison, you got a serviceable tight end, and you got Jettis. Jalen Naylor was a good third option at receiver. Like, you have too much. You have a serviceable run game. It's just not gonna work, bro. It's just not gonna work. We saw that because Sam Darnold balled out doing the things that he kind of struggled with in other places. KOC changed his timing around, revamped his career, right? Didn't want to keep him because they had too much invested in Nine. Then Nine got the keys, looked like garbage, and got hurt. Threw away your season. Now you go and get K1. There's only one reason why you go and get a guy like K1. You
Why?
don't believe in the guy that you drafted.
Yeah.
So and Kyler is more athletic than Nine, and Kyler is used to making throws in the pocket, standing the same height as me. Okay, so if he could do it, 9,
9 should be able to.
yeah,
Should and do, that's 2 different.
exactly. That I understand you're trying to lobby for 9 just getting a bad shake of the draw, baby. But at the end of the day, you got way too much talent and you're not making the throws that you should be making. I
I
feel
feel
like
that.
he's rushing himself a lot when he doesn't have to.
Yeah. It's I think that's part of his development. I'm curious if
Mhm.
there's another team in the league that is going to look at him and say, "We have the time and the patience." And that's going to lead me to asking this question. We watched the last crop of quarterback, right? We watched the Bakers, the Genos, the Darnolds, all those guys get a rejuvenation. We even watched
Uh-huh.
Daniel Jones get rejuvenated. At what point do we see that next generation do it? And also, which names make it and which ones don't? Because again, just like everyone loves to claim, like, oh, Baker made it, he revamped his. Sam and all these other guys, bro,
Mhm.
there's still Justin Fields and some guys that they
Yeah,
got other opportunities and they stink.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like you brought up Justin Fields, I don't know what can help him because it was so well. No, the reason I say that, if you look at some of his throws that he was making in college, like he was athletic, right? He could run, but Ryan Day asked him to stand in the pocket and make throws. That's what he was doing at Ohio State. Now, granted, he was throwing to nothing but first round wide receivers for 2 years, and those
So
guys are
was Will
still.
Howard, and that's why it won't work.
Well, I say that in regards to like people knew his athletic ability and they wanted to use that more than they wanted to let him truly develop as a passer. In
Facts.
Chicago, they were like, "You're too just look, just like in Last Chance Shoot. You don't have nothing. Just fucking run.
Just
Just
run, yeah.
do what you do. Just take off." And that I feel like he got a bad shake of people that didn't believe in him trying to become a more developed and polished
I
passer. In Pittsburgh, it was kind of you were condensing it down, like you had that, and you guys weren't asking him to do too much because you got a good defense and you were able to move the ball at a decent clip. With the Jets last year, he was starting to pass the ball a little bit more.
Nah,
He
that
was
first
just
game he was. After that, he was
he
hot
was
garbage.
yeah, he was dotting
That
he
first
was
game,
dotting
I
y'all up.
was worried. I was like, "Yo, Justin maybe," and then it was everything after. Like, remember he got benched.
Yeah, he
That's
got hurt and then he
and then he
came
got
back and got benched.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was
His
it's just
was
a weird. I don't know
Justin
what can help him.
Justin Fields is the latest story of watching college and watching the NFL and not having two different expectations of what you're watching. College football, you have to be able to understand that these quarterbacks are going to be able to be look a lot better because they don't have to be perfect. You can
Yep.
miss because the talent gap. Not very often are you getting true one-on-one competition. Some you can it's easy to scheme the best wide receiver against a JUCO transfer that probably shouldn't be on the field. In the
Yeah.
NFL, majority of the times, like it's best on best.
Yep,
So
exactly.
your degree of difficulty changes, your line for error changes. You can't miss the way that you can, and that's what those are the issues that Justin started to run into. Is in college he was able to make those throws, in the NFL he couldn't because he couldn't be perfect. College, bro, you're throwing the ball to JSN and Chris Olave and them dogs, bro. Like they're
Yeah.
eating shit up.
Yep. Garrett
We just watched, bro.
Wilson,
We just
like
watched JSN turn. I mean, again, nothing against Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's had the last 2 years has been hooping, but JSN just hooped with him. Like we're watching Ohio State
mhm.
receivers in the league make quarterbacks that we didn't think were very good.
Great.
Yeah. So
They're not good,
right,
they're
it's
great.
I, it's crazy when people like just
Yeah.
fail to leave those things out. But
Yeah.
again, sorry to rabbit hole, but
Oh,
yeah,
no.
like
Uh,
which quarterbacks do it though? Like, do you think there is Kyler going to start like resurge this off
uh,
and redo,
this
or
would
is it?
be this would be the place for him to try to do it, I think, just because you got almost like the turnaround head coach guru. I'm gonna bring you in here. I'm gonna fucking flip your shit. I mean, even what he did with Kirko, you got to think, bro. Washington did not want to keep him. There's a reason why he signed with Minnesota. Washington did not believe in Kirk Cousins whenever he left there, right? So even when KOC took over that job, Kirk Cousins, year in and year out, had probably I think less than 15 picks a year and about he averaged about 30 to 35 touchdowns a year with KOC. So even Kirk in that range. So this is the place for K1 to do it. Um as far as the other people like that need more of a resurgence, I mean, I'm thinking of the league. I think CJ Stroud needs to do something. I think he needs to
Do you
turn
think he's
around.
going to a? Do you think he's going to be? Do you think CJ is one of the quarterbacks that you're more likely to think he's on another team next year, or do you think he's going to
Um,
resurge in Houston?
it I don't know who their OC is. Um, I think getting
Kale.
yeah, let
Who's
me
the
look that
Texas
up.
at Kale Bonson? Who's the That's our producer. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. But, I mean, depending on who their OC is, and I think Jaden Higgins just tore his ACL. Tank
Mhm.
Dell is his legs are, let's just see how they are. And then you got Nico. So, I think that his 2nd year of the league, having Nico, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon was balling, and Damian Pierce was still a good change of pace guy. Dalton Schultz has been there. That O line, you still had Larry Tunsil on it. He got blessed with a lot of talent around him. All you had to do was like not mess it up. Now you're starting to deal with more injuries. You're starting to deal with, the offensive line kind of shuffling around. So what does that look like now? I don't know necessarily if he needs a resurgence. Better he just needs to be more consistent because I don't think he necessarily played terrible, but from his rookie year to last year, every year he's been doing this.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
especially with that defense, that all-world defense that
Mhm.
D'Amico Ryans has got, he's like, "Bro, just all you gotta do is score, like, 20 to
See,
21.
and
I think we go wrap this up."
this is the conversation around CJ Stroud is so weird because it's like we saw him his rookie year when there was no tape on him, and obviously teams adjust to him. I
Mhm.
am very curious if CJ is just that bad as a late, or if it's a mixture of him trying to change his game to be a little bit more conservative to match the play style of D'Amico Ryan. Because I don't
Mhm.
think I don't think he wants him to sling the ball all over the field because
No.
it risks your defense gassing out in the season.
Yep.
So I'm curious about that, but Kale Bonson got back to me. The Texans
Okay.
OC, his name is Nicholas
Okay.
Caley,
Okay.
and he was the Rams pass game coordinator and tight ends coach back in 2023, 2024. So not a big name OC down in Houston, but one of
Mhm.
the benefits and the things you could look out
You
for is this is his second year back with the team. So
and
last year was his first year.
yep.
Maybe he's able to get some success this year going into the future.
Especially if you're cut from the McVeigh tree, which that
Yep.
tree is an extension of a different tree of a different tree of a different tree.
Right.
So it could reap some benefits, but no, I
I'm
think
from the McVay or from the Shanahan tree. Like low key, if
yeah,
anybody's looking to hire, like I'm from the Shanahan tree.
yeah, for sure. We I am from the McDaniel tree, which is an extension of the Shanahan tree, which is an extension of the no, I'm
See
just
the branch that's crazy. It's the bloodline, baby. But the branch is
kidding.
Kyle, which or not Kyle, but Kyle's dad, and then it
Mike,
splits. Yeah, Mike,
and then
and
it's
then it splits to the three, which is Kyle, Sean, and Mike McDaniel, and then
yeah,
it splits a million
it's
ways there.
you
Speaking
get
of quarterbacks, sorry to how
no,
do you
good.
feel that I don't think there's a lot of conversation going on, and I do remember seeing him going in the draft last night and thinking, "Dang, man, I wonder how this is going to look." But how
Mhm.
do you feel about Mike McDaniel being the offensive coordinator for Justin Herbert and the Chargers? Do you think this benefits Justin Herbert? And do you think this is when the Chargers actually make a step forward? Because I am sick and tired of hearing about the damn Chargers every year. And every year they get beat out in the first round, and somehow they avoid any kind of like backlash,
Yeah,
unlike the
slander.
Steelers. And is it because your
Mhm.
quarterback is good? Shouldn't that make it worse? You have
Yes.
Justin Herbert, who is arguably a top 10, top seven quarterback talent wise. He might be top five. And y'all are losing in the first round, along with guys and
So
names like Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Skip Bayless. Listen, Skip. My Pittsburgh Steelers, we're dealing with Kenny Pickett, Mitch
okay,
Trubisky, okay,
okay.
Mason Rudolph, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, and a bad man. Not a bad man
Eh,
anymore, but Aaron Rodgers. How do you
here to sum it up, Lad McConkey is gonna run about the length of the United States with the amount of, motions that he's gonna be on in the slot. Um, So that's the first thing. That man's gonna be running all over the damn field, because he's their biggest. I think he's their biggest weapon in the pass game. He's a crisp route runner, sneaky athletic, hard worker, great hands, lunch pail kind of guy, you know. But that's the first thing. The second thing, the run game will change. You will see his fingerprints on the run game because I think last year you had flashes of it, but when Omari and Hampton got hurt, Kamani Vidal, they were basically like, "Look, man, just don't mess up. We're gonna give you the ball in the red zone. We're gonna run a couple screens towards you." But it truly makes Omari and Hampton a weapon, and the fact that they who did they pick up? Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell is a speedster. I think that you got your change of pace guys. You got the big bruiser in Amari and Hampton that's got some breakaway speed, and you also got Keaton Mitchell, which is kind of not necessarily the same clip of what Mike McDaniel had in Miami, but the more physical back and Raheem Mostert that had great speed, and then the more elusive straight speedster in Devon Achan, it reaped a lot of rewards for them. It got them. I think they were overall like top 5 in rushing between the 2 of them. So I mean, it really has a chance to do some things, and you got a tall receiver in Quentin Johnson, and Oronde Gadsden is he's looking nice. I think they have true potential to make some noise. I I mean, I'm still kind of undecided on them just because it'll take a while to get used to all that motion, right? There's a ton of motions. There's a ton of installs that have to happen over the course of the off season training camp. I think they'll have a little bit of a struggle with that in the first couple weeks, but overall, it could look better down the road. If they get bounced to the first round again, then we have the conversation about Harbaugh because then it's just decision making. Mike McDaniel could call the plays, but what does your defense look like? There's a lot of things that go into it.
I agree. I agree. I'm just curious because I want to. I'm sick of teams avoiding it, and a lot of teams, just like the Chargers, are again. And I said it a couple months ago that they're the exact same as the Steelers. They just have their franchise guys. So I think Mike McDaniel should be able to help Herbert from himself the way that he helped Tua from himself. And it's almost
Yeah,
crazy because you have the
it happened the
conversation.
same year.
Did Mike McDaniel want Justin Herbert?
That's what sucks though, because Brian Flores is the one that
Oh,
drafted
that's
Tua.
right. Well, okay, so if like now
He
you
was the
get a
head
look at
coach.
it. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Mike McDaniel gets everything he wants, doesn't he?
I know. It's just
Gosh.
pisses me off.
Everything, bro.
He's like,
Dude,
"I kinda don't wanna be here anymore." They were like, "We will fire you."
dude looks
Alright.
like Lil Dicky's little cousin and is just
Hey, that's
bro.
black excellence right there, okay?
I know. I know. It's crazy. What does he got like a 18th in him or something like that?
His dad was half.
His dad was a African.
Yeah.
I
That's why
vibes
he's
though.
got nice olive skin, you know what I mean?
I thought it was because he was in Miami the whole time. That's what I thought it
Nah.
was. Nah, I
No.
was like, bro, it's because he's in Miami. They got all that sunlight down there. But yeah, anything. I mean, what else are you worried about in the NFL? Or not even worried, but looking at
Uh, I'm just worried about the health of
Joe
some
Burrow?
guys. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you wanna be honest with you, I mean, there's a lot of top tier guys that went in our fantasy draft last night that I kinda was like, "I don't want them because they're never healthy."
I took
And
some guys in our draft that were exactly that. Where
mhm,
I took I like just I mean we'll get into it after who we both took because I think we have
mhm,
plenty of time to go over it.
yeah,
Because we're probably just going to talk UFC and then wrap. Because I mean NBA, there hasn't been much change as of yet, and then we'll be back on Wednesday night. So everybody that's following or tuning in on the TikTok side, I see y'all in the chat. Cool, appreciate y'all. Nothing going crazy, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
uh, we'll be back on Wednesday night. We'll probably get more action Wednesday night too because it's not in the morning. We will be doing this more in the season as well, so be on the lookout. Chat, keep doing y'all's things. But I took a couple of them dudes too. So
yeah.
yeah,
I
but
I felt disgusted with my draft, and then Yahoo was
how
like, "A plus."
Man, and that's crazy because fantasy apps be ruining the world, bro.
They
Because I
piss
feel
me
like
off,
I
bro.
feel like you can fantasy apps grade based on best available. Like
Yep.
I mean, they are the draft experts in the NFL. They're the ones that are like, this team crushed it in the draft. And every year it's like the Browns, the Cardinals, like the teams that
Yeah.
always crush it in the draft, and they're
'Cause
always
they
back in the
always
same
have
spot.
top 5
Yeah.
picks,
And then
and
there's
it
you're like,
never works out.
I don't understand this pick. Like you
It's an
can look
execution
this.
problem.
Well,
Clearly,
there's
it's the head coach.
brother.
Let's fire this one.
This is crazy because you can go back and look at it and see that when Patrick Mahomes was drafted over Deshaun Watson, people said that it was a reach. People said like the same grades you would get on these fantasy apps, people were saying that it was a horrible reach and it's like that's crazy. That's how I look at it, bro. My draft grade was a C and then it was a D minus. I took some reaches. I'll read my team off right now. Starters at quarterback. I went ahead and I explained it to everybody, and then I'll give you the mic so you can explain yours, Isaiah. But
Right.
I took a reach and a risk at quarterback because I do think that Kyler Murray will have a bounce back. Quarterback, I'm not really worried about because I can always get it one on the waiver and give me 15 to 20 points. I'm not worried about it. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs, I had the first pick. I am banking my season on Jahmyr Gibbs having a good season because if he doesn't, I am cooked. Now, I went with the Browns, Quinshawn Judkins, who deals with injuries. Now, I'll get to my backups so y'all can just stay off my back about that. I Another very questionable, however, his ceiling is crazy. Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors will be my wide receiver one, and I am fine with that. My wide receiver two, I do expect him to have a bounce back year. Again, I don't know how it looks later in the season. I'm just hoping he can put up production during the season, which is DJ Moore. And my tight end one, Brock Bowers. You feel what I'm saying? And then my flex for now, I am hoping for a rebound season from Brian Thomas Jr. I need a new kicker because I took one that is horrible. I have the Giants defense because all the other defenses were. And I do know that they are going to get punished by the Cowboys because the Cowboys are going to punish everybody defensively. But I do think that they will be fine against everybody else. Tony Pollard is one of my backup running backs. That's why I'm not very worried about Quinshawn Judkins because Cam Ward is going to check that mug down. Outside of Tony, my tight end two, Dallas Goddard. I'll use him as a flex some weeks if I have to because we know Jalen Hurts is checking that thing down.
Mhm.
Makai Lemon, another Eagles fly, I guess, right? Go Buds. Go, yeah,
That bye week, baby.
yeah, yeah. Man, that's crazy. And then I reached again and I went ahead and got Jordan Tyson because he's not coming back for like 8 to 9 weeks. However, at that point, Chris Olave is probably out for the year, and Jordan
On
Tyson
concussion
gets
number
all the wide receiver
10.
one targets, bro. Then I went and got Kenneth Gainwell, who is going to be a big time receiver and target for Baker Mayfield. And then I went
Tell 'em.
James Conner to close out my draft. The only thing that I am worried about, wide receivers, because I have a lot of reaches. The reason that I'm not, or that I am fine with what I did, is because wide receivers in our Yahoo league are a dime a dozen. Running back is what if I have not focused on in the last few years, and I have not been competitive over the last few years. So that's my team, and I feel
Especially in a 12 team.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's all right, but I feel this way every year, just like every NFL team. But go ahead, Regis, tell us
Alright.
what you on, Isaiah.
Alright, so clearly this formula has, I think, worked out for me every year. Every year, I go into every draft about the same draft position, 6, 7, 8 range, which has blessed me tremendously. Yes, every year, because every year I'm in the playoffs. However, still don't have any championships. So I thought this year I might try to switch it up. I might try to go RB heavy, right? The only problem with that is when Amon Ross St. Brown is talking to me at pick number 6, I got to talk back to him and I got to grab him. But overall, my team, we got Caleb Williams, we got the Peyton Nail Iceman at QB. Okay, second year under Ben Johnson's offense. Last year, got him on the Madden cover. I'm a little worried about the Madden curse, but that's okay. We got a solid backup. We'll get to that. At my starting RB, I got Travis Etienne or ETN. Everybody, he's been ETN up until this past offseason. We got him first year starter in Nolans. Alvin Kamara's getting old. He will see the bulk of the touches. He is a good change of pace running back and in the pass game. If it ain't white, it ain't right. Give me the CTE crash out boy himself. Give me Cam Scatterboo, RB number 2. Leg injury was horrific. However, boy runs hard. Okay, he runs like Stone Cold in the longest yard, minus the racism. Okay,
Are you sure though?
I hope so. I'm praying so because that's been my formula. I've been like, I gotta get my receivers early because if they stay healthy and they pop off, I dominate. Wide receiver 1, give me Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's always good for about 100 and 1,210. Mr. Consistent, baby. All pro every year, Pro Bowler every year. Wide receiver 2, give me my boy, NFL young boy, George Pickens. Can't wait to see it. You wanna know why? They tagged him in Dallas. He's back for another year. He's gonna hopefully pop off. I'm praying. I really hope so because he was my second round pick on the comeback. My third rounder, all world tight end, finally scored touchdowns last year. We're running it back. Give me Trey McBride, baby. At my flex, I got a lot of options, but right now I got Josh Downs, Will Reichard. He's gonna be kicking a lot of field goals because quite frankly, I see Minnesota getting into field goal range in the dome and stalling out. I'll give them an average about 24 points a game. That's at least 3 extra points to the field goal. I'll live with that. Defense, give me the Eagles defense, especially getting Tariq Woolen on that defense. The corners are gonna be forcing a lot of turnovers. I like that front seven. My flexes, I got Michael Wilson. Lord knows that every year that we've tried to think that Marvin Harrison Jr. is the guy, he's not. And they throw the ball to Michael Wilson. My backup quarterback, because of the Madden curse, there's only one person that you need to have faith in. And when you have faith, you almost have to believe.
Believe.
Give me Bo Nix as the backup quarterback. All
That's
right.
a
I
good
got
pick.
I got I got Aaron Jones, the starter in Minnesota. Great out of the backfield catching. Little shaky on the rush yards, but I'll take it. My other possible flex, give me Jacoby Myers. Boy popped off as soon as he made it to Jacksonville. My next one, my running back, my wide receiver, my running back wide receiver combo. Give me Debo back in San Fran. Mike Shanahan already knows what to do with him, and every other receiver on their team is either gone or hurt. And my touchdown merchant with my last pick, give me Tyler Algier because Jeremiah Love might not get hurt, but they need a bruiser on the goal line. If they make it to the goal line, give me Algier. That's my team, baby.
Hey, shout
Per-
out to the squad too for the draft. Shout out to the people on TikTok. Let us know and YouTube and Apple Podcast, Spotify. Thank y'all for tuning in. But appreciate. Let us know how y'all think we did. Again, I know that my team sounds very risky, and the reason that mine is because usually in that league I'm very safe. I try to go next best available. I try to let me think of this. I went in this year and said, you know what? I'm just gonna act like I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna go off of vibes and pick because, like, bro, that's what I've done in the other two leagues that I've won. Like the other league
Ooh,
we're in
tell him,
twice. I
tell him.
don't. I don't research. There's no reason,
Grab the
bro,
belts.
because
Grab the belts. Tell him, Mark. Get the belts. Get the belts. Tell him what you did in the other leagues, man. This is what got you them championships. He's talking about it now. Look at him.
you know what
Two
I'm
of them.
saying.
Two of them.
It's
Two
hard
of
to you know what I'm saying to know what's happening without these mugs right here. But in that league, I don't have to. I don't want to do too much research because it's. I know, but I don't want to do too much research in that league because you'll overthink it. It's a 10-man league, bro. It's a 10-man league.
You
Like
just
you're
gotta
gonna
you just
get
gotta
good
grab what's
players.
there,
It
baby.
has
Yeah.
nothing to do with that, bro. It's like your luck. So I've gotten to the point now to where I'm not gonna go crazy researching for a long time about what I think about these players and where their value and stuff like that.
Very true. And my team, I in this 12 team league, like I said before, every single year I'm like scared to death because I'm always like, I need a running back early, and I never get them. So let's just pray that my receivers and my all world tight end pop off because there's no way that I reach for a tight end like that again. I usually don't get my tight end until fifth to sixth round. But I was like, Trey McBride is just he's just
That's how I felt about Brock Bowers, bro. I
it's just
couldn't not
it's right there in the third round.
right
I
there,
just
right
gotta
there,
go
right
get him
there. All right.
because you got to think Travis Kelsey before he started dating the Illuminati and then married her. Travis Kelsey was like a second to fourth round pick every year.
Yeah.
So this is the new age of those crazy good tight ends again. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. All right, Isaiah. Well, we'll go ahead and switch over to the I almost said the
ooh,
YouTube.
FC.
I meant
Ooh.
UFC. UFC and close her out. We did do the other episode where we talked about UFC 220 or 330. Sorry.
Mhm.
Um, let's talk about it, bro. Like I have it. Let's talk about what the people didn't get to listen to. Obviously, Islam versus Ian
Yeah, I'm
breakdown of
sorry about
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah. I've I've even went back and watched that fight,
Mhm.
and I think it's almost a if you're Islam Makhachev, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because Islam Makhachev, like, it's not that he didn't win the fight. It's just he didn't dominate in the fashion that we've grown accustomed to Islam dominating fights. So people are
Mhm.
already trying to write him off and say, like, oh, he can't win. He can't win his next fight because he wasn't as dominant. And it's like, but he still won. He still
Well,
I think he can still continue to get better too, and I think he'll start to get more accustomed, especially with Ian. Like, I'm not saying Miles Morales and Carlos Prates aren't bigger guys, but like I think Ian was the best first welterweight defense for Islam because
yes.
he's a bigger guy, but he doesn't present the danger that the other two do. Because
Mhm.
if you get caught with some of the stuff that Ian caught Islam with, it's with those other two, it's over. It's
Yep.
fight song. Joe Rogan's already in the octagon.
Yep.
Hey, Carlos Prates, can you tell me how did yeah. Oh,
So
Joe Rogan,
Carlos,
Joe
after
Rogan.
you yeah, yeah, after you knocked him out, like, tell me, did you see this happening? Yes, Joe Rogan. Well, I'm happy to be here
Nah, first
tonight. Oh.
Joe Rogan. I am so excited to yeah.
But I mean, honestly, I agree with everything that you said. We talked about this last week, and some technical difficulties happened, but it was the first defense that he needed to work out because the type of fighter that Ian is not a power puncher. He is a point guy. So you need to get your chin ready. Pause to take some more damage from a Prates or a Morales, just depending on how the matchmakers make it.
Facts.
Also, like you said, he didn't dominate, which is fine. You also got to think Ian Gary's 6'3", 6'4".
Mhm.
Islam's walking in that cage about 5'10".
Yeah.
There's a height advantage. Um, Not only that, like he still showed great feats of strength in that division moving up because that's a whole nother ball game. He might have walked into that cage at about 183. Ian Gary could have walked in that cage at 200 pounds.
215 easily.
You know what I mean? Especially with you think that Islam probably naturals probably about 180, so he's only cutting 10 versus Gary's probably cutting 20 to 30 pounds. So just the power difference whenever they get into the octagon, it will be different. The only one that's like you could say that Carlos Prates probably is not gonna he's a little more, kinda lanky, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His, He's
He's built like
very
Max. He's
yeah,
bigger. He's bigger for the weight class. He's just because of how like his length. Pause.
yeah.
He's it's distributed on his body
He could
proportionately.
fight through distance
Yeah,
a lot better than because the thing that we had discussed was like Ian was like basically their feet were like this from each other,
yeah,
which is very different because you have that height advantage. You want to chop him down at a distance. He was doing a good job throwing that front teak kick to his knee, which is the thing that basically sidelined Shavkat and is still
forever.
sidelined him. Yeah, but Shavkat still got the dub. He was throwing that, but for some reason he wasn't. He was kind of throwing it to get hit like his weight off of his front foot versus throwing it to like threaten him. He would
Yeah,
throw it at times, not even to get away from him. He'd throw it and then boom, be right back there. So I think he was more so worried about his explosion off that front foot to try to get the takedown. So he's trying to weaken it in that sense. But I mean, he did a lot of damage at the same time. Like Islam, who is basically a machine, was like, I will eat every punch from you and still take you to ground. Like, because
I
that's what he did.
smash.
Yeah, that's what he did. I mean, through the whole fight, I think the biggest thing that we had discussed before was like he didn't like that's a war in there. And Ian was like, I just respect you so much, man. I
Oh, come
just
here. Let me shake your hand, Mister
yeah,
Islam.
yeah, let me give you a hug. You're like, hell no.
Maybe you
Like, bro,
should have
you're
punched
trying to
him in the
win a
face.
belt.
Punch him in
Yeah,
the face.
yeah, punch him in the face. Like, bro, you're trying to win a belt. We don't need that, that, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate you coming out. I'm so honored.
Do
You
all
should
that
be
stuff.
honored.
Do it
Act like you've been
after.
here.
We'll do it
Yeah, do
after
it
the
after.
fight, bro. We understand, but like I don't.
Uh,
Islam is very respectful. Like that's the most, except a few people. Obviously, they be jumping people, but like, hey, Islam
yeah,
and hey, I hope y'all don't hear this. Hey, fam, hey, I'm on y'all side. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, I'm team Habib. I like DC. I like
yeah.
Cain Velasquez. Like, yeah,
I
but
like all of the people in they're all great. Um,
yeah,
not, but even Islam said it. He was like, "This guy did not act like you want to fight.
yeah.
He not mad. I don't like that." Like even he
He
was
act
like,
like
"I
that.
don't like the fact that he wasn't talking shit to me."
Facts, facts. Yeah, I'm the same way too. Though, is because like talk. Even if you don't want to be disrespectful, I get it in a fight. Do it after. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
go to the back and talk to each other and stuff. You just don't talk like shit. Don't flip him off. Don't go Nate Diaz. But I
yeah.
don't know,
Because
bro.
there's levels to it for sure. And in the women's fight, the title fight, domination. Jalen Turner, like we had mentioned before, got that boy up out of there pretty quick. Um,
Violent,
yeah,
silent but violent, bro.
silent but violent. Every other we saw a twister submission, which we don't get to see
I
those
love
too
I
often.
love seeing some twisters, bro.
Bro, that's crazy. And it was like a random one. It was in the scramble.
I
He
know.
was trying to take his back and was like, "Oh shit." Yeah.
He said I
Just
baited him into it too, Joe Rogan. I knew. I knew. I said, yeah.
yeah, I mean, overall it was a solid card. It probably wasn't, it's not the best card of the year,
It
but the
it was
title fights and we did see some surprises that came out of that look cool. It's always cool to see like big time knockouts like in that card had that unique submissions, everything else. But I mean, overall, talking about the UFC, what is one thing that we need to be looking forward to before the end of the year? We got about 4 months left.
pretty sure they just booked Marab and Pure and they're the backup for I forget who the other.
They're the alternate
I
for.
just seen it. No, 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 no. They are. Is that? Yeah, yeah. So Volk is fighting Evlov,
Uh-huh.
Movsar Evlov, the 20-0 guy in the main
Hmm.
event for the featherweight, and the co-main is Purion and Marav Dvalishvili. Now, as of right
Okay.
now, like Volkov is on it, Arnold Allen is on it, Dominic Reyes is on it. This card is in October, so it's October 24th. Honestly,
Okay.
bro, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. We'll see. I might have some people come over for that one because
Okay,
again,
yeah,
October 24th, bro. It's gonna be
yeah,
fall. It's not gonna be 136 degrees outside.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's gonna be a
Uh,
little college football playing during the
yeah,
day, a
yeah,
little UFC at night, little
yeah,
nightcap.
bro. God.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks
But
tantalizing.
outside of that, on like what besides that fight, what do I want to see? Honestly, I
Yeah.
want to see some of these guys. I'll look right into the mic and say it. Pause.
Okay, tell 'em.
I think something that Joe Rogan and Dana White, and I'm speaking to them because they're the two biggest spear figureheads of the UFC, where everybody kind of knows their name. So Dana White and Joe Rogan are missing that the UFC is actively turning into what they criticize boxing for being. You have
Ooh.
guys who are not fighting the best. You have guys that are ignoring the best. You have guys. When's the last time that you've seen a championship fight and a number one contender on the same card?
Ooh.
You don't, because these guys aren't
Yeah.
fighting each other. They're
Yeah.
dodging. You have Sean O'Malley sitting at the crib right now. Now, again, why
Mhm.
are they doing it? Because the UFC is making more money. The fighters
Mhm.
are making money. That's how you can tell that Jake Paul is full of shit and they're making money because they're not fighting as much. If they were making Dookie pay, they would be fighting 4 times a year. They're
Mhm.
not. So they can sit at the house and say,
I saw the
"Oh,
payout.
I'll just wait
f-
until the UFC."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the payout for even RoboCop versus Anthony Hernandez. That it was
Speak some digits.
yeah, I don't have it pulled up, but basically for what I saw, he was slated to make Tree Fitty total, and that's one I think it was like 117 to walk in the door, and then the rest of the payout was if you won. That's just and that's a fight night. That's not a numbered event. That's a fight night. This the amount of money that they give, even lower brow guys just to walk in and make weight. Most of the
Bro.
contracts that we remember were like 50 grand for like however 5 fights or something like that. It used to be, but like the more you make a name for yourself is the more payout that you're gonna get. So because you got to think you're still valued on you. That's why you've mentioned in the past before, like they book it like it's wrestling. They book it like it's boxing. What names can I get that are gonna put asses in the seats and put eyes on the television? Like Sean O'Malley won a championship. All shots out to him. Sean O'Malley is not the best fighter in that division, and he never was. He just got booked with that opportunity. I don't think Sean O'Malley is going to come back and win another championship. I just don't. There's other divisions where you will see the best of the best fighting each other, but it sucks because you hate to see your favorite fighters lose. And in those divisions, like lightweight, it's every single time that you get a 4 and a 5 matchup or a championship versus a champion versus a 3, it's your best guys, and they're trying to put out the best show for them. I don't think under other divisions are booked that way, and so when we're looking at it as a whole, like, it's hard to really put, like, a true determination on it because, like, at heavyweight, you got about 3 dudes. Right? And those 3 dudes, Derek Lewis gets paid a lot of money to lose. Josh Hogan is trying to make a name for himself. That's why he's doing what he's doing. Cyril Gahn is the best in that division. Tom Aspinall hasn't fought in a year and a half. I just named your 4 top heavyweights and Gable Stevenson. He needs to have 2 more fights before they put him in that tier,
I think
which all he's doing
he
is
needs
replacing Derek Lewis,
I think we need to see, like you said, 2 fights. 2 fights for Stevenson. Come out
which
and
he's booked.
impress me. Yeah, quickly, right? And
Mhm.
then yeah, but give me 2 more and then throw him in there with a I don't think Derek will be there, and I don't want to see Derek get beat up. Put him in there with like a Volkov, a very
Yeah.
established big name, and then see what happens. See if he's ready. And then if he's ready, honestly, because it's a heavyweight, throw him in there with a guy. And I think the heavyweight division is starting to get interesting. You
Yeah.
have
It
Alex is still there. Cyril, like you said, you named some
yeah,
dudes. I'm actually interested in the heavy. This is the most interested I've been in the UFC heavyweight
yeah.
division in a very long time.
And that's where we talk about, like, what's next for some of these dudes. Like, what is next for Polton,
Josh
realistically?
Hokett, Hokett.
If
I
he even
think you
wants to
you
fight
have
him.
you have
I
to
don't
do
think he's
what
ducking him, but
get,
I don't
but
know if he really wants to fight him.
who else is he gonna fight?
I
Because
mean, he
Cyril
could just
gonna Stipe
go.
or do boxing. That's the like do what people from boxing would do. Just sit
Yeah,
there. And
yep,
that's what I'm saying. The
and let him
UFC is
marinate.
is the UFC is turning into boxing. Joe Rogan's podcast is getting bigger. Dana White is
Mhm.
getting balder, and it's turning. But Isaiah, we are going into before finishing out buy or sell. I have some buy or sell. We're gonna chop them up, run through it, and then we'll wrap up. But the first one we starting on the NFL side, buy or sell. The Steelers and the Dolphins preseason struggles are a bigger warning sign than people want to admit.
Um, since you named 2 teams, I'm going to buy that for the Dolphins and sell it for the Steelers. Um, I get the best of both worlds. I think you should buy into it because the Dolphins have a lot of rookies, guys that were in the UFL, and guys that are on 1-year proven deals that does not translate into a good product later on down the road, and especially considering that, like, they will struggle. They will not win a lot of games, and you're seeing that in their execution. Because like, Malik Willis on a base defense came out, threw a touchdown. That's great. You had your 3rd string quarterback in there because Quinn Ewers is your 2nd string quarterback, and he's hurt. And with one of your first round draft picks in Jacob Rodriguez, that defense looked absolutely cooked with your 2s and 3s. Just cooked. Move the ball down the field whenever they wanted, and Jameis is your 2nd string guy, and you had a bunch of 2nd and 3rd string players on the offense. OBJ juked a dude out of his shoes, and it was disgusting. I almost threw up. So, yeah, I'm buying that those struggles are real, and they will continue to be real. I'll sell it on Pittsburgh because this is almost like a feel out process for like, all right, what do we need to work on this guy with? Okay, they're missing blocking assignments. Let's the Steelers almost use it like these are, in-game reps that they're going to focus on within practice and work out a lot of those kinks because that's just how your organization runs. They use preseason to be like, all right, your coverage is off here. Look at the defense.
I think
What
you're I
like
think you're I think you're missing the point. It's a brand new staff.
regime. I'll
It's
give you
not the
that.
same. Yeah, yeah. And either
No.
way, I would flip. I buy the struggles are something you should worry about on the Steelers because I'm expecting more from the Steelers. I'm not expecting shit from
Mhm.
the Dolphins, so there's no reason for me to buy that. Two, buy or sell. The Steelers should seriously consider moving JPJ before week 1.
No.
I'm selling it
Yeah.
because
So
they have the money. Just pay him.
yeah. Yeah.
I
And if
get
you think
why
he's
I
the
get
guy,
why, but
like,
well, either way, I get why you're not paying him because he wants top 5 money and he hasn't given a top 5 season, but
no.
you're paying today overpay today isn't underpay tomorrow, so you know how the
Yep.
market works. The NFL is not losing money, so stop acting like you need to save it. You are a
Mhm.
billion-dollar uh, entity that's
Organization.
trending
Yeah.
towards trillion, so there's no reason to hold
Mhm.
back. So um, buy or bury is crazy. It's not even buy or sell, it's buy or bury. Okay, buy
Okay.
or bury a team that looks terrible in preseason can still win 10 plus games. I'll buy it.
I'll
That's
buy
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of teams that look horrible in the preseason and they're going to be great in the regular season. A
Yeah.
lot of good teams are rolling out bad like insurance
Yeah.
salesmen, bro.
Mhm.
All right. Buy or bury the most important NFL position battle this year isn't quarterback.
I'm putting that 6 feet deep. I'm
Yeah,
burying
I'm
that.
burying that too, fam, because
What
I'm
are you
like, wait,
talking about?
what? What? Yeah, that's it's still going to be the quarterback, even if I don't like it. It's the quarterback because I mean I don't know, bro.
it is the most important position in football.
If
That's
you
how it's
don't
always marketed.
have a quarterback, your ass. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
don't have a quarterback, you're not. It's hard. It's very. It's not unattainable. It's just a lot harder to do. But
yeah.
buy or bury, we're going to see at least one team go from playoff team last year to a bottom 10 this year.
Buying it. It happens every year.
Yeah, I'm buying it
It
too.
happens every year.
I don't know who it's going to be, and I'm not going to say who it's going to be, but I do. I do. I
It's
do.
gonna
I
be
do.
somebody.
Hey, you can give a hot take after this. No, I'm joking. Um, NBA side, buy or bury. The Nuggets got significantly better by adding DeMar DeRozan.
I'm burying that. No, it don't make no
Same.
difference.
I think they need shooting. That's what they've been lacking. That's what they
He's a
needed from Bron.
mid-range guy.
Right. He's not adding spacing, and Jokic needs spacing. I don't think they
Yeah.
got significantly
He
better.
he is a ISO pull up from mid. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh God.
sure.
I just looked at this next one, bro.
Okay.
This is tough on my soul. Buy or bury. The Cavaliers are the team nobody is talking about enough heading into the 26-27 season.
What are we doing? What?
Taker, Undertaker, get the shovel. We got to put him
Yep.
in the casket, bro.
We
It's
gotta
over.
put him 6 feet deep. I'm
It's over with.
burying that.
Yeah,
What the
that's
heck? That's
all
yeah,
right.
that one.
Buy or bury. There is still too many NBA stars who are going to enter the season without enough pressure to win.
I'll buy that. I'll
I'll
buy
buy it
that.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, expand on it. Why
Yeah.
so quick to buy?
I'm buying that because we go through this almost every year. Who, especially in the NBA, I feel like the NBA does not, their media relations, they don't really talk about how many years in a row this fella has made it to the playoffs and still can't get into the finals. Like every year, it's oh they look good, oh, and the last time that they did that was like Chris Paul, and when
Yeah,
Chris Paul
yeah,
finally did it, they were like, oh that's great. Never talked about it again. James Harden has played in one NBA Finals, and he was the sixth man on the Thunder.
yeah,
Has not been back since.
yeah,
I mean, there's plenty of stars that you could talk about that there's just like zero pressure. It's like they get into the playoffs, and then oh my god, this could be it, or oh my god, they're shitting out their leg. That's it.
yeah. No, I
Especially with
agree.
those teams.
I agree. Buy or bury. The NBA's next superstar is already on a team most casual fans aren't watching.
Most casual fans aren't watching. Mm,
Yes. That would be like saying the next superstar is on like Memphis or Washington or the
the
Pelicans
Jazz.
or yeah. Do you think there's somebody in there?
um, I really think that Darren Peterson has the opportunity to be a star if he can quit being an asshole.
Superstar though.
A super, yeah, I think he could be a superstar if he actually shows
Yeah.
some level of maturity. Because what he did in Kansas was crazy.
You
I've
right.
never seen a dude pop off, score 30, and be like, "I don't want to play tomorrow."
Yeah, I feel that. Last NBA one. The Lakers are getting too much attention compared with their actual championship chances. Buy or bury.
Yeah, I'm buying that. That happens every year with y'all.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying it has to do like a lot of the attention. I don't even think is people saying they're going to win a championship that they're getting. I think a lot of the attention is like what's happening with the organization. Like y'all
Yeah,
just
like
the bus situation and y'all selling and
yeah.
yeah, bro. Like this
But
is
it's LA. It's always for
yeah,
the drama. It
yeah.
has
That's
almost
a fact.
nothing to do with basketball. It's all about everything else other than playing the game and who's on your team.
Yes. Okay. We have a couple UFC ones and then a couple
Mhm.
WWE ones, and then we can wrap her up. But
All
the
right.
UFC is buy or bury. Anthony Hernandez has fallen out of the UFC's middleweight elite.
I'll bury that. I think RoboCop is kind of on the up and up right now,
Yeah.
and to be honest with you, like that was a good fight, and you got to think, man, this dude was like in prison, like in a Mexican prison, like homie's just getting his feet back into the
Yeah.
octagon, like that's hard to come back from, especially with that much time off since your last fight and everything else that he went through.
Give you
Yeah,
some
I'll
time.
bury that.
I give
Yeah.
you. All right. Buy or bury. Rainer de Ritter is more dangerous at light heavyweight than he was at middleweight. I'm a buy it. I'm gonna
Oh,
lead why.
yeah.
I'll lead
Okay.
why because I felt like he was like losing too much weight and it was affecting his
Mhm.
gas tank.
Yes. Yes, especially even though the way that he beat Bo Nickel, like, those next 2 fights that he had, after he beat Bo Nickel and kinda, like, calmed the waters of the hype, he yeah, dude, he just looked, like, weak in those next 2 fights. It just wasn't the same, so I'm glad that he kinda moved up so he could be closer to his natural weight.
Facts. All right, last UFC one, Buyer Berry. UFC's 330's biggest takeaway wasn't the main event.
I'll buy that. I'll buy that. I think there was a lot of other things that happened on that card that were kinda lowbrow, but they held some big weight.
I agree. Also, the nothing happened in the card itself that shocked me. I do.
Mhm.
There were some things that were like, okay, now I'm interested to see, but yeah, I'm with you on that one. All right, WWE, quick, a couple. Let's see. WWE Buyer Berry. WWE is currently building its strongest collection of young stars in years.
I'll buy that. I might not pay attention as much to it, but I definitely think that we're finally the thing that I've been complaining about for a year plus of us doing this podcast. They're finally allowing that to happen. It wasn't
We told
natural,
you. We told you. It was
but
natural. It just took longer.
eh,
It
it's
just
not
took
natural if it
longer.
takes that long. Okay.
No, it's natural because they did. If you look at it from like a old school play, like theater, they're allowing their stars from the previous regime to come back and take their final bows while also
Mhm,
establishing the kids that are new. Like think of imagine if like Chris Farley and Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, David Spade, how they could have helped influence Saturday Night Live's next regime by
mhm.
impacting the next generation, right?
I got
That's
you.
the same thing that I feel like they're doing now. And I'm the same way. I don't watch it as much as possible. I do pay attention to a segment like when I'm scrolling. And then if something catches my attention, I go to Netflix, watch the entire segment. And then I'll be
Okay.
like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'm gonna keep paying attention. But bro, I'm not watching filler no more. No disrespect to the you're just not in catching my attention. And that's a me thing, not a you thing. You continue to do what you're doing and get better. It's not some of it is just not my attention yet. I was a diehard where I could watch all day, every day. I am not that anymore. So you have to catch
Mhm,
my attention. There's a lot of things that can. It's yeah, but um, Buyer Barry Roman Reigns should wrestle less frequently, and WWE would actually benefit from it. And I'm going to bury that because I don't think that he can wrestle any less than he already does.
exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna bury that because I'm like, he's already an asshole about his schedule anyway. Like
Facts.
he's like, I've already done everything. I don't need to show up every. I'm like,
This
all right, man,
this last
whatever,
one I
bro.
this last one I wish Cam was here because I know what he's gonna say, but Buyer Barry, Braun Breaker versus Obafemi is the match that could determine WWE's next true megastar. And I will buy that with whatever amount of money you're asking for, because this could be a Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns right after they split the shield up. This could
Yeah,
be these could be two of the guys that are representing the next generation of WWE superstar, the
can
next
really establish
Roman.
some stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And this could be the first chapter. This could be the Cena versus Orton, The Rock versus Austin, Hogan
Hmm.
versus Savage. This could be the start of it. And I think that both of those dudes are like, I love Oba. Love how over he is. Braun Breaker being a Steiner. I think he needs to just slow down, but we'll get into that in a
Yeah.
different day. But yeah,
Yeah. I'll buy that.
yeah. But all right,
I'll buy
Isaiah.
it.
Before we wrap up, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Do you have a hot take to leave with today? Because I got one. If you're not ready, if you need a second, I got a hot
Go
take
ahead.
already
Go
loaded
ahead.
up. Bet.
Go ahead.
All right. So again, and I'll say this continuously, I appreciate it. All the people over on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, everybody showing in. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate you. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, thank you for showing love. My hot take for the week that I will leave you with is that I truthfully believe that CJ Stroud is going to be viewed as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL this year. I know he has been getting a ton of criticism this year. and I expect him to bounce back. This is the first year he will be getting his another offensive coordinator back. It was a first year offensive coordinator last year. This is be his second year. I think they settle in. I think they all feel the pressure, and I think last year was the true testing of how good can the Houston Texans really be. We've seen that if the offense is better, they are going to be a damn problem. And I expect them to be putting all their resources into it. And I know they have revamped their offensive line. We'll see how that works. But I do think that CJ Stroud will
Mhm.
have a top 10 quarterback season in the NFL this year. That's my hot take of the week.
Okay, I'll keep it NFL based as well. My hot take is that I was completely wrong about Cam Ward, and he is not going to translate with a lot of
What?
success
Now we got to
in the
talk now.
NFL.
Can you
I
why?
just
What
it's
what
it's
what are you seeing right now that has you worried? I ain't even gonna say scared. What? Because there, I'm the reason I took the glass. I'm the same way. I've been
mhm.
watching him, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, this ain't gonna work.
I know, and that's the problem is I didn't want to watch those preseason games and think that because I was like, man, he can put the ball wherever he wants to, but he is just not making good decisions whenever he's doing it. Like that, it's hurting my head because I'm like, bro, he is so stinking talented. What is going on? What is it? The offensive line? Does he not have enough room to like truly see and step up? Is it the coverage that's throwing him off? Because he is he not reading the coverages well enough? Because when you
Is
watch him with time and he understands the coverage, bro, he is putting the ball on the money. He just is not looking sharp,
can
and I want things to change because if you think of Dayball had Josh Allen when Josh Allen was looked at as like, "Oh shit, this guy can actually throw the ball a little bit. He can actually zip it in there, and he doesn't have to use his legs as much because Josh Allen had a rocket arm, was athletic, but he was seen more of like a dual threat type of guy, and then he kind of
turned him
molded
into
him
a
into
passer.
turned him into a passer. So I'm like, now granted, it's extremely early, but I'm not seeing
Are you completely
the
jumping
imprint
off
on him.
the Cam Ward, or are you starting to just say you're worried?
I'm worried.
Okay, I'm fine
My
with
hot
you
take
saying that you're
is
worried.
the worry.
That yeah, the worry is real on Cam Ward. Okay,
Yeah.
I can I vibe with it. I will say I'm going to be interested to see if Brian Dayball intentionally did that to light a fire leading into the season by intentionally calling plays that he knew that Cam would struggle through in the preseason, just so that he knew what to work on for the season.
Yeah, I mean,
But
possibly. I mean,
it
I'm
that's a
hoping
reach.
in a mad scientist way,
That's a reach for me.
that's
That's
what
that's
he's
how,
doing.
bro. That's how fans on the internet do whenever they like a dude. They'll just look
Mhm.
do what I did for Cam Ward. It's just like, how do I defend this dude? How do I defend him? How do I do it? Maybe the coach is like you have no intel to like, yeah, it's wild. But I appreciate you, everybody that tuned in this week. We will be back more consistent. We will be on TikTok Live a little bit more. So I